Hi guys, today we're going to start adding bass lines to our beats. Okay, let's get started. First of all, we need to start with a nice solid drum beat. Base it on the skeleton beat. So I've drug a kick core in here, I've got a beat going. For sure, put a kick drum on beat 1 and then the snares on beats 2 and 4. You need to have it really clear where the beats are so you can play your bass on beat 1 and keep coming through every measure back to the 1. Alright, next we're going to go up to categories and sounds and bass, and we'll open the triangle and we'll choose a bass and we'll drag it into a track. Alright, we're going to turn the metronome on, make it yellow. We'll use this little triangle to give ourselves a 1-bar count-in. A 1-bar count-in that will beep 4 times when we start recording and will give us time to get ready. Next, we need to arm the bass track for recording. We need to make sure that that red button is turned on. Okay, now we're going to choose any of these circles and click them on, and that will start our recording. The first thing we're going to do is choose one note that we want to record. And this is bass, so we're not going to be playing up the high pitches, we're going to play the low pitches, and we may need to use the octave down button. The octave down button gets it really low, okay? So adjust the octave up and down to where it's nice and low. Now we're going to pick one note and we're going to play just that one note in various rhythms, starting on beat 1 for sure with our drum beat. So we'll choose one of these circles, it'll beat 4 times. Okay, so you can see I did 3 different patterns. I was doing one with long notes, but each time these patterns I'm playing the note on beat 1 of these measures. And then I chose a different pattern and I got fancy with a different one. Try lots of things. When you get something that you like, take these 2 loop brackets and move them over to a full measure line, measure 5. And take these ending loop brackets, when it becomes the C-shaped, like that, move that over to a full measure line, measure 6. And we'll take 1 measure or 2 measures or 4 measures of time. Now I can zoom in and I can see that I don't always play it precisely. I can grab this one and use an arrow key and jiggle it over. It sounds like... Okay, so for sure I'm starting on the first beat and then I'm playing some other rhythms on just one note. Alright, the second pattern we're going to do is playing that one note and some others, but always come back to that one note on the first beat, like this. Okay, so I played 2 different patterns. I was playing that first pattern right here, and then I got into a different sort of pattern right here. Again, I'm always playing that same one note, the root note, on beat 1 and coming back to it each time. Alright, so I'm going to take these loop brackets and I'll take 2 measures this time. I'll end on the main line of measure 7. And I'll start with both of these on measure 5. So the next pattern we're going to make needs to use the 1, and then it needs to use the 5. Here's 1, and we can get to the 5 by counting up 5. So it could be this, or green notes are the same. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's also, you can count backwards. 5, 1, 7, 6, 5. So I'm going to try to use this note or this note or this note, somehow incorporate that in my pattern. All right, let's do it using the root note and the 5. Coming back to the root note on beat 1, every measure or every other measure. Alright, so I keep coming back to this root note. I'm working my way up to the 5, and then I choose one of the patterns that I liked. I get both of these loop arrows. I bring it over to a main measure line. I take 1, 2, or 4 measures. Let's take these 4 measures right here. Okay. Now your job would be to make 3 more bass patterns, however you wish to make them. We started off with a very solid beat based on the skeleton beat with a kick drum on beat 1 and snares on 2 and 4. We sprinkled in other notes into that pattern. We turned the metronome on, turning this button yellow. We gave ourselves, with this little triangle, a 1-bar count in, so we could get ready when we hit the record. We record, we make sure that this is turned red for arming it for recording, and then we choose any of these circles to record in. When we make these beats, we make sure to play the root note on beat 1 of each measure or every other measure, and when we finally get what we like, we move the loop brackets to whole measures and take 1, 2, or 4 whole measures. All right, have fun.